There has been some misconception here. The Supreme Court decision in the case of Department of Homeland Security versus Regents of University of California did not say that the DACA program was necessarily legal. What they said is that the administration failed to comply with the APA in its decision to revoke or rescind, or in their determination that the DACA program was instituted illegally. That's a completely different animal than what we've heard from our colleagues across the aisle so far today. The reality is, and this gets to the point that you've been making, Mr. Edlow, about they made their decision, their mandate wasn't ineffective until last week, and in reality, the administration could pursue its course based on the decision of the U.S. Supreme Court to actually expand on their memo for the reasons why and providing rationale for why they chose to rescind the DACA program. Isn't that true, Mr. Edlow?
That is, yes.
And in 2017, USCIS said there were 689,800 people still in DACA, in the DACA program. How many are there today? If you know.
Yeah, Congressman, it's approximately 826,000.
Okay. And according to press reports, the Obama-Biden administration accepted documents such as Xbox Live receipts from DACA applicants as evidence to prove the requisite elements of DACA, such as physical presence. Do you agree that an Xbox Live receipt is subject to fraud and should not be used to prove DACA requirements?
I absolutely agree. I was appalled when I heard that that was accepted as evidence of physical presence or anything else.
Are you familiar with a piece listing a series of folks, a Ms. Yadel Alvarez Chio, who was a DACA recipient who was smuggling illegal aliens into the country, Jose Yepes Vega doing the same, Rafael Martinez Alvarez doing the same, Guadalupe Perez Avila doing the same. Are you aware of some of those cases, and what happens to those people who are using their DACA status to violate U.S. law and are doing things such as smuggling illegal aliens into the country?
Yes, thank you, Congressman. I can't say that I'm familiar with those specific examples, but in general, if we determine, or if there's a determination made that the individual is using that status or is committing crimes and has been convicted, that case would obviously be referred to Homeland Security investigations for appropriate prosecution and then termination of the DACA program.
Do you know, Mr. Edlow, how many folks have been referred to DHS for investigation regarding crimes committed in the U.S.?
Congressman, we've put out several reports on that. I would need to get back to you on the exact figure.
If you would do that.
Absolutely, sir.
And one of the things that you're here for today is obviously oversight, but in particular is your concerns. I mean, the chairwoman mentioned the furloughs that are pending. Tell us about that and the finances to try to keep people from being furloughed so you can fulfill your duties, and how long it will take to pay that money back.
Thank you, Congressman. Yeah, we are in a tremendous budget shortfall at this point. Prior to COVID, we were operating at a deficit. Frankly, we've been operating at a deficit for the last several years, but we were in no way in a budget shortfall that was going to cut into our mission or potentially bring about furloughs. This was the result of COVID, and we have charts that I believe we provided to the committee to show the significant dip in our receipts during this year, something that we're still trying to recover from. We have asked for approximately $570 million to finish out this fiscal year and $650 or so million to begin the next fiscal year. As I mentioned in my opening, since we are fee-funded largely, we need carryover. We don't have surplus. We have carryover. So when the reports came out the other day that if we didn't furlough employees, we would still have some degree of surplus to roll over into the next year, that's just not accurate. Surplus, by definition, is something that would be unobligated and likely have to be returned to the Treasury. In our case, it would be carryover that would be used for obligated funds and expenses. And we need to make sure that we're able to address this in a way that I can take care of my work.